Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avadon 2. Last episode, we managed to find our way into the corruption. Unfortunately, the quickest and easiest way into Monitor Base C over here was kinda blocked off, so we kinda had to go around. I actually managed to help a merchant caravan manage to get to Monitor Base C, although the creatures there that we saw were relatively weak, for now. Right now, it's time to go inside and see what we can find. Oh, of course, it's actually inside. There we are. Monitor Base C has several researchers, record keepers, cooks, and other workers. They are, if anything, even more scared than the guards. They would be just as delicious as the soldiers, but they aren't encased in steel. Just as delicious as soldiers. The guards in Monitor Base C are a twitchy, terrified lot. They act as if monsters could appear in any room at any moment, which may be true. They are eager for news of the outside world, and they are even willing to talk to a hand of Avadon to get it. Trade news with them for a while and move on. You enter Monitor Base C, hoping to get some relief from the harsh environment outside. You don't get it. It's hot and humid inside, and the smell of rot and sulfur hangs in the air just at the edge of perception. But worse, there's a strange energy. A constant feeling of being watched, and a constant hostile presence that keeps you from ever feeling safe and calm. You feel like you can be attacked at any moment, which is probably true. When you enter, a guard approaches you. He checks a scroll. "You're Ferran, yes? Commander Ophiria was told that you are coming. Her chambers are that way." He points to the east. "Understood, thank you." Several cows have been brought into the corruption, doubtless to feed the staff and guards here. You doubt they will be alive that much longer. They don't have a lot of water and fodder to spare. Okay. And that's some water there. That looks like it's basically... okay, storage for the lake. Okay, so... I mean, I guess we're looking around. Hello. No, that's just a base worker. And that's just a dead end that they're working on to expand this place. Okay. That leads south. Well, the leader is to the east. Oh, hello. You meet Samian the trader once again. He has set up a small trading post in these halls, and he is dealing with a constant stream of guards, researchers, and other workers. Proper goods from the outside world are rare here. Soap goes for 20 coins a bar.
Hello, brave traveler. Good to see you again. I'm free to trade now. I can also tell you the rules of the corruption in case you need a refresher.
Do lots of merchants come out here?
No, too unpredictable, too dangerous. I'm one of the few who is enough of a fool.
Why is it so dangerous?
These lands are infused with malevolent, chaotic magic. The ground can disappear under your feet at any moment. Literally, sometimes.
So why did you come?
Greed. Bringing goods here lets me tap directly into the wealth of the Pact. I'll take on a little risk to retire at 30.
Samian sits and sips from a cup of water.
Please, buy. The sooner I sell these goods, the sooner we can awake from this nightmare.
I'm interested in the rules of the corruption.
As well you should be.
We already know them, so... yeah, basically we know them. Can you spare anything for a hand of Avadon?
Yes, I will give you a discount. A small one. Don't ask for more, hand. My goods are too precious and the risk too great to spare a bribe today.
Understood. Let me see your wares. All sorts of regular stuff, it looks like. Nothing special. I'd like to sell something. A few things we can sell. I don't need anything.
Then good luck to you. My advice, friend, do what you need to do and get out of here. Fast.
Right-ho. Alright, let's take a look to the east. Monitor Base C is split up into separate sections connected by long corridors. Each corridor has a guard post in the middle. The design makes it so if one section is lost to an outbreak of magic, it can quickly be sealed off. I wonder how many sections have been sealed off so far and what is lurking inside. Just a couple guards. Official quarters. Well, this is where we're supposed to go, so let's investigate. There is a Daramite woman sitting at this table reviewing reports and maps. How can I keep track of this place when the landscape keeps changing? Then she rises and turns to face you, and you note the commander's insignia on her tunic. She wears no armor and bears no blade, and yet she is the commander of this outpost. Oh, you are Ferran, yes? Our protest said that a hand of Avadon would be sent to us. It's a necessary imposition, I suppose. I'm Commander Ophiria. I can provide you with quarters and information before you're on your way. I'd like to know more about the corruption. Everyone does, but there is little to tell. That is why the Pact keeps building these outposts. To understand. All we've learned is that it's very hard to maintain an outpost here. How old is the corruption? About 5 centuries, more or less. How is it created? Nobody knows. It's a great mystery. The people who lived here, their beliefs, their magic they practiced, almost nothing is known. The best guess is that some sort of magical experiment tore a hole in the air or the sky, and horrors came through, and they are here to stay. Does it grow? Yes, it also shrinks. The borders are extremely unstable. The corruption sends tendrils of destruction into the lands to the north and east. Then it withdraws them. The overall area of the corruption seems to stay constant, though. That is a blessing. What is being done to fix it? Fix it? Are you mad? It is bigger, older, and stronger than all of us. All of the power of Avadon is nothing compared to the implacable devastation of the corruption. We watch it and hope. That is all we can do. You sit with the commander. She has tea brought while you discuss the situation with her. She is very careful and guarded when talking to a hand of Avadon, which is far from unusual. You try to estimate how old she is. You think she is in her 30s, but exposure to the corruption has aged her. Her skin is dry and cracked, and she moves as if every one of her muscles is sore. Tell me about this base. It is Monitor Base C, the third of 4 bases built inside the corruption to watch and learn. It is an expensive, deadly, probably futile effort, but if we are able to live with the corruption, we can't just ignore it. Tell me about bases A and B. Lost, infected. The magic of the corruption is an insidious thing. It is always looking for ways to break in. Lava, changing terrain, spontaneous monster appearances. Things are constantly falling apart. What about Monitor Base D? The newest, largest, most well-defended base in the corruption? We lost contact with it weeks ago. I'm sending a request for your help to Hanvar's council. We're very concerned. I'm just going to put a guess out there and say that the rebels took it over. How long have you been commander here? 3 years. That is all. I know that I look as if I have spent decades here, but my term here ends soon. I volunteered to come here. Someone needs to. I'll not pretend it doesn't exact a cost. Why aren't you armed? Don't worry, my armor and bow are in my chambers. I can get them when I need them. I normally go without. I'm sending a message to my warriors. What message is that? Whatever attacks us, and something will attack us, we may not be able to deal with it with blades. We might need to be cunning. More likely, all we can do is run. Let's discuss Avadon. Ophira nervously drums her fingers on the table. If we must, I think my views are my own, and I have the right to have them, but Avadon sees things differently. And what do you think? I am a Daramite. We believe that the people should choose their leaders. True authority to lead only comes from the approval of the ruled. This idea could not be more foreign to your master up high in his black fortress, sending people to interrogation or death without a thought. That is all I have to say about it. There's something I would like to know about. I will help you if I can. Is there someone or something you are looking for? I have business with Councillor Tan. Tan is here. He is in his quarters. She points to the northeast. Our best guest quarters. Dealings between Avadon and Hanvar's council here? Please don't tell me any more about it. It's a sort of knowledge that can only cause trouble for me. Yeah, I think we need to make him like Avadon, from what I remember. Avadon sent me here to look for a fugitive. So I have heard. Hard Protest sent detailed information ahead of you. Miranda, that is who you are hunting. Traitor, responsible for the sacking of Avadon by parties unknown a few years ago. And you have seen her? No. Oh. She has not been sighted by us. If she is in the corruption, we have found no trace of her passing. However, there are many small outposts on the border between the corruption and healthy lands. I did get an intriguing message from one of them a few days ago. Go on. She marks the location on your map. It is to the north. The scout in question, Watcher Ibu, reported that the corruption expanded to engulf his camp. While preparing a defense, one of Ibu's archers spotted a human skulking in the distance. Watcher Ibu may still be there. I would suggest speaking with him. The corruption engulfed the camp. The borders of the corruption are not stable. They grow and contract extremely quickly. A camp on the border can find overnight that the dark magic has claimed all the land around it. When this happens, flight is the only response. What did Ibu say about this human? Nothing. That is all his message said. A human. His letter was a bit unhinged, I'm afraid. I hope he fled immediately and didn't do anything foolish. So I should see Watcher Ibu. I have no other suggestions to offer you. Understood, thank you. So, a human was spotted when that happened. Very interesting. Various research and the like, it looks like. Okay. Various guest quarters, it looks like. Oh, a book. This book is about the Black Age. Sure, let's read it. The Black Age, which began in cycle 6203, was a long series of wars between pact states. For over 30 years, while Hanvar's council met and pretended things were well, the states they represented fought each other constantly and viciously. The Black Age had many causes. Trade disputes, old grudges, patches of miserable land whose ownership had been disputed for centuries. The belief of all parties involved that their culture and beliefs were superior to those of everyone else. The result was chaos. First, raids, waylaid caravans, punishing tariffs, and minor incursions of troops over the borders of others. But things escalated. The Black Age's official beginning was marked by Hulklandia sending over 1,000 warriors into Baraza Woods, land long claimed by neighboring Kalimdariel. Many soldiers on both sides died. This triggered a variety of treaties and informal agreements, some centuries old. Soon the western half of the Pact, Hulklandia and the Wildrealm, were in an informal war with the eastern half, the Kava and Kalimdariel. Darum on the east coast tried not to pick sides. In turn, they found themselves unsupported when the raiders of Svorgald came calling. And, of course, the Farlands wasted no time in taking advantage of the chaos. For the first time in over a century, raiding wretches and barbarians took a bloody toll on the lands of the Pact. Yet, it did not go well. At least I can tell that. Nobody saw a thing. Okay. Sure, one lockpick is fine. Besides, we have two, we can't really do any better with that. And we got a lockpick, and we got the lockpick back. Nice. More coins. A couple of short bows. Oh, there's something over here. We got composite bow. That's handy. Black oak bow is gonna be good for you, I think. Yeah, sure. A bit of extra protection from melee damage. And fine chainmail. I think we'll probably sell that. Alright. Let's see here. A pair of enormous guards stand to either side of this door. Their shields bear the symbol of Hanvar's Council, the elite group of chosen officials that runs the Pact. When you approach, they don't mess around. They raise their blades and say, "Stop there, Hand! You can't pass!" There's a brief, tense standoff. You are a Hand of Avadon, unused to being stopped. They are tasked with protecting one of the most important people in the Pact. You watch each other, waiting for the other side to back down. Then the door cracks open. A tired voice comes from within. "The Hand means no harm. I would speak with a representative of Avadon." The door closes. The guards step aside. One of them growls, "The Counselor will see you now." Indeed, let us speak with Counselor Tan. You come face to face with Counselor Tan, one of the 16 members of Hanvar's Council. Even by the high standards of Avadon, this is a significant and powerful individual. He is a tall, barrel-chested, hardy man. He rises to greet you. The corruption has been eroding his strength and high spirits, but he can still manage cordiality. "Greetings, Ferran. The arrival of a Hand of Avadon is not evading my notice. I am Tan, honored Hulklandian representative to Hanvar's Council. I am pleased to meet you. A hand can often be useful in a difficult situation." "Tell me about Hanvar's Council." "Of course. I am eager to clear up the confusion so many have about our purpose. Also, that gives me a chance to brag. There are 16 of us, 3 from each pact state, and the Imperator, selected by us to speak for all. We direct the pact, not the individual states, though we might guide them. We direct the military and resources shared by all of the states and administer the laws of the pact. How did you become a member of the council? The leaders of Hoaglandia chose me. They thought I was somewhat competent. Also, my family is very wealthy and influential. The family part was more important, I confess. Why is it called Hanvar's Council? A bit of history, increasingly obscure history, I am sad to say. Hanvar was the lord who first united the 5 peoples of Central Linnaeus into the Pact. How do you guide the Pact states? Much as each nation has laws to guide its people, the Pact has laws that guide the countries that belong to it. Some people hate these laws, thus the rebellion in the Wild Realm. What will be done about the Wild Realm rebellion? Tan is momentarily very serious. We will deal with lawbreakers the way that any state deals with lawbreakers. Okay then. Counselor Tan sits with you at his table. He keeps a healthy stock of tea and snacks nearby, and he isn't averse to sharing. However, as you speak with him, you notice that he is careful to stick to inconsequential topics. He is a friendly politician, but a careful one. What brings you to the corruption? It is a dreadful place. My colleagues told me that I should not come. Most of my colleagues, that is. It is dangerous, after all. However, I need that most precious of commodities. Most of your colleagues? He smiles. My associates from Kalimdariel were happy to see me come here, and they wished me a good long stay. Of course. In fact, they probably hope you never leave. What did you need? Information. Proper information from the actual source about our project here. What project? The monitor bases. We need to watch the corruption, many believe, to understand it and to get a warning if it is about to expand. However, there have been problems. Some wonder if they should be built at all. Is it a big controversy? It is. The corruption is huge and unpredictable, but it tends to keep to itself. The rebellion, on the other hand, and the constant conflict between Kalimdariel and Hoaglandia, between the Kva and the Wild Realm, these are real imminent problems. Solving such problems takes resources which are always limited, so can we afford to keep building doomed fortresses in this wasteland? What sort of problems? They get lost. Bases A and B were destroyed. This one seems ready to collapse at any moment. The monitor base D? That one's a mystery. I understand it is out of communication. What do you think? Members of the council who don't guard their opinions don't stay on the council for long. Understood. So you're here to investigate? Yes. I am learning what I can about affairs here, the state of the bases, their potential future, how much they cost to build and maintain. However, my guards, tyrants as they are, won't let me look around as much as I want. He sips some tea. You know, this is exactly the sort of situation where a hand can be useful. What do you want from me? Something simple. Something rare and precious and yet utterly free. I need your opinion. Look around, talk to people. Decide this. Is it worth the expense in blood and treasure to build and maintain the monitor bases? Give it time. Think about it. It is a difficult issue. What will you do for Avadon in return for my help? I admire your honesty. What do you want? Gold, land, a certified scroll saying I owe you a favor? For your help, I offer nothing but my goodwill. You'll have to decide if that is valuable or not. Is there anything I can do for you? An offer of help from a hand. An opportunity, true, but not without its costs. At this moment, no, I desire nothing but conversation. A conversation can itself be very precious. I'll be leaving now. Thank you for stopping by. Pleasant company is hard to find in this horrible place. Tread carefully, there's danger everywhere here. Of course. We'll investigate and give you our opinion later. Yes, now I remember. What we need to do is basically get him to provide, what is it, favors for Avadon? Something like that. No. That's not it. It's not actually said here. Oh, here it is. Member of the Council, Councilor Tan, is currently at Monitor Base C. Speak with him and see if there is a way for Avadon to earn his support. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Alright, well, we've explored the northeast here. Time to look at the, a little bit further south, see what there is. Official quarters, as we know. Alcander looks at the turret in the hall and shakes his head. This is how desperate they have become here. You should never rely on Tinker devices in a place like this. The dark magic will turn them against you. This is why my clan stays away from having anything to do with the corruption. There's no profit to be had here, ever. That's just a guard. Looks like there's some magma in this region. Another base worker. This area looks like it got overrun. Great. Really is on the verge of collapse.